From the Athens Tech Studios, this is the Athens News Podcast. Local news you can use about Athens and Clarke County, all in 7 minutes. And now, here are your top stories.
Hello and welcome to the Athens News Podcast. I'm Melissa Carter. The cycling community gets its day in court, and the Bulldogs get the job done this weekend. But first, here are your top stories brought to you by Drake Realty. A Clarke County student was injured in a neighborhood shooting early Monday morning. The incident occurred before school hours, and details remain limited at the time of this podcast. Officials are conducting an active investigation. The district has released a statement assuring counseling support for witnesses. This from 11 Alive. An arrest has been made in connection with the downtown Athens shooting that left 2 injured. 24-year-old Ismael Tapia-Marquez faces charges including 2 counts of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during a felony. The incident unfolded during a brawl on October 29th, where shots rang out on West Clayton Street. Victims Akil Colin and Dion Markel Gardner were shot in the torso. Although serious, they've been released from the hospital. Motives remain undisclosed, but reports suggest the incident stemmed from a heated argument. Police identified Tapia-Marquez through surveillance footage. This from the Athens Clarke County News Facebook page. The Clarke County School District Board of Education has given the green light to a new initiative, the creation of a Sustainability Advisory Committee. Board member Tim Denson expressed excitement, acknowledging the community's role, especially Clarke middle students. The committee, set to launch in December, will include diverse members from the board, UGA faculty, and the community. This from the Red and Black.
It pays to know your doctor. It pays to know your lawyer. And now more than ever, it pays to know your local real estate professional. Hi, I'm Jeffrey Drake with Drake Realty, and we have 7 offices in the metro Atlanta area, including 2 right here in Cobb County and 1 at Lake Oconee. I'm the proud leader of over 700 agents here in Georgia, and we pride ourselves in professional service, whether you are the buyer or the seller. Drake Realty makes the home buying process seamless from contract to close. Our agents are a little different. They're not pushing for the quick sale and close. They are pushing for the best price and terms for their client. In other words, Drake Realty fights for you. Now's the time to buy that dream home, vacation home, or new home your family deserves. A lot of real estate agents talk big. Let my team at Drake Realty prove they will fight for you. I'm Jeffrey Drake, and I'd be honored to have my team serve you. Visit us online at drakerealty.com. And remember, it's not how quick you sell or buy, it's what the deal provides for your future.
Achieve more with Athens Tech. At Athens Technical College, their programs can connect you with in-demand and high-paying careers.
I graduated from Athens Tech in May and started my job 2 weeks later. I had the job before I left, thanks to my professor, and just focusing on growing a career.
As far as Athens Tech, I think I've been a member of the advisory panel for 10 years now, and it's been an awesome experience.
I'm currently going to Athens Tech. I started out as an accounting major. I've finished all my accounting classes and then switched over to the culinary and baking program.
My name is Alex Lang. I'm an electromechanical engineering student. This is my 2nd year at Athens Tech, and I graduate in December. The long-term goal is to work for the railroad, whether that be Norfolk Southern or CSX.
Achieve more with Athens Tech. Find out more at athenstech.edu.
Well, do you have plans for December 2nd? You may need to cancel them. But first, from the Athens Clarke County News Facebook page, in a court battle last week, Susan Wilson spoke out against District Attorney Deborah Gonzalez, alleging a violation of state law. Wilson, partner of the late James Jones Jr., contends she wasn't informed about a plea bargain for the alleged drunk driver who struck and killed Jones while he was cycling home last year. Despite being entitled to notification under the Georgia Crime Victims Bill of Rights and Marsy's Law, Wilson claims she wasn't notified in September about the plea deal. Wilson's legal action seeks justice for Jones and emphasizes the potential implications for the cycling community. G300D writes, "This is a strange story. What I got out of it was that she was offended by the justice dealt when she had voted for the DA in the first place. It seems strange to vote for a person and then not like her policies when a crime is committed and a plea deal is offered. I think this is normal for the way the Athens area has developed, but not if it happens to someone you personally care about, huh? Paul Bunce addressed the recent election, saying it's possible that the police didn't do much because they're tired of submitting evidence to a DA who refuses to prosecute. That's still not a valid excuse, but may be an explanation. And Izzy Mendelbaum says no winners here, only losers. The punishment should have been harsher considering the DUI, but who am I to judge? The Marcy's Law stuff makes the story even worse. The annual Jam for Cam event, hosted by Sigma Nu Fraternity, lit up the Southern Brewing Company with live music over the weekend, honoring Cameron Farron, a UGA Sigma Nu member who lost his battle with melanoma in 2018. The event and nonprofit sold 5,000 tickets, raising $60,000 in corporate sponsorships, double from last year. The funds benefit the Melanoma Research Foundation, Camp Carolina, and this year, the Samuel L. Asbury Foundation. This from the Red and Black. The SEC championship is locked in a familiar battle between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Georgia clinched the SEC East with a dominant win over Ole Miss, while Alabama secured the SEC West, defeating Kentucky. Georgia's 27-game winning streak faces tests against Tennessee this weekend and Georgia Tech Thanksgiving weekend, but regardless of those outcomes, Georgia will be at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 2nd to face Alabama for the SEC title. Kickoff is at 4 p.m. This from WSB. A Superior Court grand jury in Athens has indicted 19-year-old Kobe Watkins in connection with a gang-related beating during an illegal pool party. The incident at the retreat on Millage, catering largely to University of Georgia students, involved Watkins, a member of the Red Tape Gang, assaulting a rival. Gunfire injured 3, including the rival gang member, during the event 6 months ago. Watkins faces charges of battery and violating the Georgia Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. Authorities suspect the violence stems from an ongoing feud between the Red Tape Gang and Everybody Eats Gang. Court proceedings are set for December 8th. This from the Athens Clarke County News Facebook page.
Thanks for listening to the Athens News Podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. All rights reserved.
This podcast aggregate content from other sources for informational purposes and is in no way trying to infringe on the copyrights or businesses of any other entities. All content posted up on the site is used under the Fair Use Copyright Law 107. All audio, media, and articles are copyrighted to the original owners. All audio on this podcast are embedded from YouTube.com and are owned by their respective copyright owners. No audio information are copyrighted or stored on our servers. The court ruled that linking or embedding copyrighted videos is not copyright infringement, even if the source video was uploaded without permission. However, we will gladly remove any audio clip upon valid request from respective copyright owners. Any owners also have the option to disable embedding his YouTube videos on other websites. News and press articles are owned by the respective copyright owners. Where possible, the appropriate accreditation or source of the article is given on the same page. The audio-video files on the site are for listening purposes only. Downloading of these files to one's computer is strictly prohibited. They are owned by the respective copyright owners. If it is in the organization's belief that the usage or specific content used on our site containing copyrighted knowledge conflicts with authorized use and or does not comply with fair use as described in the context, contact us through our contact page and we will remove the offending content immediately. Thanks for listening to the Athens News Podcast.